Hey, what's up, guys? So this is Electric Buddha. Thank you for joining. If you are new here, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. Basically, we're going to make today a trap beat because many guys have been asking how come I don't do modern music. So today I'll just show some of my methods of how I create modern music. I do actually sometimes I do trap beats, and I'll just give you a quick overview. So basically I'm using FLStudio 9. It's an old one. Please don't laugh, but at least it's been doing me justice so far, so I really appreciate it. Anyway, moving along. So basically I try to keep my patterns clean and very simple, because what happens is after some time it becomes a nightmare when you try and mix it all up, especially during the mixing stage. What I realize is that I try and I can make the instruments a bit more, or I try compress them like here to make them into a collection of something. Like if it's not a collection of a sampler, I put it in a form of a sound font. Anyway, so we have the drum kit, trap kick, trap drum kick. We have the kick, which I'll use as a bass line. You don't have to, but this is just how I do it. We have a quick pack, a percussion of sorts, a synthesizer, and a lead. So I'll show you some of the tricks that I do to create to create a natural feel of a played instrument, and make it look really cool and nice. So, and save me a lot of time when creating more beats. So what do I mean? So for example, when it comes to the drum section, these ones I just create. For example, I try and create as many variations I can of the drum kits and loops, drum kit loops, and then I save it as either as a MIDI or as a score, so that when I need it, I can just open the score, it plonks, and then I can just take away some stuff or add and minus what I need. It just makes my work much faster. So my creative process is cut down short there. As for the drum kick, for the kick bass, what I do, you can still use a WAV for this, but I usually try to use it as in form of a sound font, simply because I find there's more control over how do you call it, the semitones and the tones, how it moves between key to key. I feel like I have more control over it if the kick bass is in a sound font format, as opposed to if it's just plonked onto the mixer as a sample, like this, as a general sample. Anyway, I think that's enough introduction. Anything else? So, oh yeah, so the synth, this is where the interesting part comes in. So the synthesizer, I just come to the synth, I pick a audio, a sample. So I picked a synth one, could be any sample that you've got. Once you grab it, you, on your function section, you play around with these settings, and what happens is you create very nice sounds. For example, if I try and play this, seeing the effect it does. So what I've basically done is I've taken this applicator, stepped it up, played around with the time, took it to a major 7 chord or scale. Is a scale. No, it's a chord. And then arrange was 2 and then repeat 2. And basically that's it. So what it does once you do that is that if you come to the piano roll, then you, for example, you see how it plays. So let me give example in context. Let me change that a bit. So that's fine. So I can now use that as a quick synth lead for the beat. And from here what I can do is just now add the rest. So and then just come to the lead. Can do this last. Put the drum kick bass, whatever you want to call it. So I need to So you now basically have an idea of, so I just put the bass in, the pack and the synth. Then from here what I can do is I just put in the lead, just sprinkle it a bit here and there, so it becomes so basically that's it. So with the percussions or drums together, it just goes like this. Patterns are ready, everything is set to go. So now we just want to mix it up and export. So what I do is I copy all of the instruments the way they've been put, copy, Control C, go to pattern 1, I paste, pattern 2, I paste with Control V, pattern 3, Control V, pattern 4, Control V, and pattern 5, Control V. Okay, now what I usually do is I have just a standard way of how I do my variation. So as I do my pattern 4, so for example, if I increase this, pattern 5 is usually my intros, usually, can be different. Then pattern 5 is the intro, pattern 1 is the verse 1, then this will be verse 2, pattern 4 will be verse 3, and then 2 will be the chorus. But you can interchange it in however you like. So once that is done, we come to pattern 1, and actually the intro, so how you're going to do it during the song. So what I usually do, pattern 5, which will be my intro, I'll just get rid of some of these things, because now we're waiting for the beat to drop. We get rid of the kick drum. Okay, so that's done. Pattern intro is done. Verse 1, the kick drop comes in. We get rid of this lead. Version 2, we get rid of the bass, and 3, we get rid of everything over here in the packs. What do I mean? So let me show you. So if you play it now, this is how it sounds.
Electric Buddha.
Okay, so that was it, guys. Just my way of how I do my trap beats. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any comments, please put them down. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll really appreciate it. Thanks as always. EB signing out.